Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are making things extra cozy as we continue decorating our home for Christmas. If you've been following along, you know I've already posted 2 Christmas decorating videos, but I'm not done yet. Today, I'm focusing on our TV room, which has this gray leather recliner sectional in dark wood with cool undertones. So I really want to warm up this space and make it feel super cozy for the holidays. I'm starting off with this affordable Walmart tree color I've had from last year and mentioned many times before. I'm bringing back my Texas House cypress Christmas tree from Walmart. I used it last year and absolutely loved it. So I'm excited to style it in here and see how it can transform this space. Let's get decorating. Alright, so first things first, let's get this tree set up. The cypress tree is honestly so easy to assemble. It comes in just 3 pieces, so it literally just takes a few minutes to put together. And the best part, in my opinion, is that it requires very minimal fluffing, which is always a win in my book. I love that I can just pop it together and it already looks beautiful without spending forever shaping every single branch. Now, I have to be honest with you guys, this Christmas tree, in my opinion, is not really a tree that you want to decorate. Because of the nature of the cypress tree and how the branches are super sparse, that's just the look of it. To me, this is more of a tree that you use to substitute an olive tree or one of those decorative trees that you'd already have in your house for the rest of the year. I wouldn't recommend loading this up with ornaments or ribbon because it just wouldn't look right. But if you wanted to give it a little extra detail like I am doing this year, the one thing I think it looks beautiful are these glass teardrop ornaments that I sourced off of Amazon. I used them already on my main Christmas tree and I ordered another set for this tree. I do think they look so elegant and really elevate the tree without overwhelming it. And instead of using floral wire like I did on my main Christmas tree, I'm actually using a fishing line because it's transparent and it really is very difficult to see, and that will help create more of a visual illusion that these teardrops are floating or hanging off of the branches. There's really not a science to put these on the tree. They come in different sizes, so you just try to tuck them in inside the branches and hang them wherever it feels right. This simple detail is subtle, but it makes this tree look very magical. Next up, I am going to decorate my TV stand, and I'm starting with this garland from Target from the Studio McGee collection this year. You know me, I always think every garland deserves a set of twinkle lights, which I did add to this one, but I have to be honest with you guys, again, this garland was super difficult to light up. I don't know if it's because the branches are so sparse or just something about this garland, but it frustrated me a little bit when I was putting the lights. Either they're completely hidden among all the branches and you can't see them, or the string of lights is super visible and looks kind of messy. So I have to admit, I struggle a little bit on this part, but we're going to make it work. I'm adding this really sweet statue of the Holy Family that I found at HomeGoods this year. Whenever I look at it, my heart just melts a little bit. So I wanted to add it to our decor this year. And originally I got this for my office shelves, but it was too big for that area. So I think it's going to look perfect right here instead. I also have these stocking holders from Walmart this year that I already shared and I didn't end up using on my fireplace mantle. I still think they're gorgeous and want to use them. They're also a Pottery Barn dupe, so I'm going to place them on the opposite side of my TV stand. And then to hang off of those holders, I have these stockings from the Hearth and Hand collection from Target this year. They have that deep tone of chocolate brown that I loved when I saw them in the store. And they have that knit texture that is going to contribute to the overall look and also bringing that cozy factor among all the wood and all the metals that I have going on in this area. The next item I'm adding to this area is this antique wooden bowl that I got from Olive Atelier earlier this year. I haven't had a chance to style this piece yet and I'm so excited to finally use it. I'm going to place it on top of the center of my TV stand on top of a decorative book. Okay, next I want to show you this garland of ornaments in this antique silver color that I found at Home Goods. That's how they come in the box, and this is how they come outside the box. I really love these, and the idea is to use them as a ball filler in that olive atelier ball. I really wanted to take each ornament ball off the garland string individually, but they're super stuck in there, and I ended up cutting myself with one of the wires from the ornaments. So I figured it was safer to just leave them on the strand and place them like so on top of the bowl. I love how the antique silver brings a point of light among all the green and brown, and I haven't used silver in my Christmas decor in so long, but I really like how these look in the space. To finish off the TV stand, I'm going to add some wooden bells that I got from Hobby Lobby. I have a set of 3 and I'm going to place them around the TV stand. The antique vibe of these definitely flow beautifully with all the other elements that I have going on the surface. And I know there's a lot of brown in here, so I wanted to break that up with a little bit of this chiffon burgundy ribbon that I'm going to tie up on a couple of the bells to make everything look more complete. A little pop of color as well to balance everything out. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room, and I'm talking about this sound system that my husband has advocated so much for. I hate it, but I also love it because I watch TV and the sound is amazing. So instead of moving it for the Christmas season, I'm going to try and conceal the speaker with a mini Christmas tree that I actually used on my front porch last year. I think this year I can give it a better use right here in this corner, and I'm using this planter from Hobby Lobby and placing the tree on top. Nothing complicated, but it's a win-win. It looks beautiful, it hides the speaker, and it keeps my husband happy, which is the important part. As I mentioned on my previous video, I don't have a huge collection of Christmas linens, not because I don't like it, it's just I haven't found a blanket or pillow covers that truly resonate with me. So I'm using that blanket from Walmart that I sourced earlier this year for that wintry vibe, and then I'm placing the same pillow layout as I had during my fall decor. Now on to decorating this coffee table. I'm starting with my foundation, which is going to be a couple of decorative books placed perpendicularly, and then this small vase from Hobby Lobby. I like this vase on this coffee table because I think it has the perfect size. This is not a very large coffee table, so I think the proportion works just perfect. Now onto the styling elements. The first one is going to be this set of greenery stems that I got from Amazon. These actually come in a set of 6, but I'm using only 3 of the stems on this vase. I like that the greenery is real to the touch. The tone of green is perfect, and the little pine cones incorporated into each one of the stems adds such a nice and festive detail for the holidays. Next, I have another olive atelier bowl, but this one is stone, and this one I had on my nightstand. I borrowed it for this table just for the holiday season, and I'm going to use it on top of one of the books, and I'm going to add a couple of oversized pine cones. Such a traditional Christmas touch, but it goes with the overall cozy and neutral look that it's coming together in this space. For a playful touch, I'm adding this set of 3 ceramic Christmas trees from the Wonder Shop collection at Target. I really like these and they do bring a lot of contrast compared to all the rustic elements that I have already going on the surface, like the vase, the pine cones, and the table itself. This threshold candle from this year not only has an amazing scent, but it's going to be the perfect touch of glass on the surface. This one is going to be on the other book, and then we need a metal element, and what's best to have right next to a candle than a candle snuffer. So I'm using this mini one from World Market that I got this year, and I'm going to place it right on top of the book. Moving to the next area in my house is going to be my dining room. I have an odd corner over there, so we're going to embellish it for the holidays. My foundational items are going to be this World Market planter that I usually have with a regular olive tree, this wicker sleigh from Hobby Lobby. Ideally, this would look beautiful underneath a Christmas tree, but as you can see, all of my colors are the same texture, so it wouldn't work. And I also have this vintage looking plant stand that I've had from Hobby Lobby from many years ago. I believe I got it in like 2021. So I'm going to add the 3 of these elements onto that corner, and then I'm going to proceed with my styling elements.
If you know where it is, please give him a ride, and I will wait.
I have another one of those decorative pine trees, but this is the largest one that I used last year on my front porch. Again, I think I can give it better use inside this year, as I end up realizing they're not that visible on my front porch because of the layout. So I'm going to put it inside the planter. Over the years, I have collected a whole plethora of these antique bells. I have a selection here that has come from Walmart, Hobby Lobby, and even Home Goods. And I am going to use them all in this corner. I'm going to take 3 of them and place them in different positions on top of the plant stand, and then I'm going to add a single one on the floor. I believe it was a couple of years ago when I bought these decorative stems from Michaels, and they are very droopy, as you can see, and very loose, which is why I like to use them as ball fillers. But in this case, I'm going to use them for decorating this sleigh right here, and I'm going to place them at the very bottom, accompanied by these Norfolk stems that I can't remember where they came from, likely from a Christmas specialty store from a couple of years ago as well. I don't love these anymore because the tone of green is simply too bright for me, but I believe they do look very nice on the sleigh since they are sitting on the floor. And to finish off the sleigh, I'm going to go in with the last couple of bells that I had left, and I arranged them in a way that looked very organic and collected, like they've been gathered and placed with intention but still feel natural and effortless. There's nothing more magical for the Christmas season than a full-on traditional and nostalgic Christmas tablescape. And while I do plan to do that later in the season, I find it very clumsy to have garlands and candles throughout day-to-day life and on the table where you sit to eat dinner every day. So I'm just gonna style it with a simple centerpiece. I am going to use this wicker tray that I sourced from Home Goods this year, and I'm going to style it on my table, which I think I comment this on every video, but I don't love my table. It's very deteriorated from cross-country moves, but I'm going to make it beautiful while we still have it. And so I am going to accompany the tray with that vase that I sourced from Home Goods, and I'm going to place the remainder of my Amazon stems, which is the other 3 of them, on top of this vase. I found 2 more of those burgundy berry stems that I used on my main Christmas tree on my stem bin. And these are not going to go unused, so I'm going to add them onto this vase for a pop of color and variations in textures. I've had this Letters to Santa mailbox from Michaels from 2 years now, but I know the Hearth and Hand collection came up with a very similar one this year at Target. I'm going to incorporate this one on the tray, almost diagonal to the vase. The brass color of the mailbox ties in very well with the bells that are right behind on this dining room table. Next, I'd like to add in some candles, and I have the remainder of that package I bought, and I used a couple of these on one of my coffee tables. For this tray, I'm going to add a decorative book, and I'm going to add a couple of candlestick holders in just simple glass, and I'm going to try to place both of these taper candles at different levels. And just because it makes sense, I'm adding this concrete match holder along with some matches, and I'm going to place that on top of the decorative book as well. And to complete the look, I am going to tie up a couple of bows on each candle. I did this on my other coffee table, and I've been loving the burgundy on burgundy look. Alright my friends, that's going to be everything for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comment section down below what was your favorite idea that you saw in today's video. If you enjoyed, please subscribe, and I really hope I can see you in my next one. Bye.